Bank vaults look simple on drawings until you try to remove one. I've seen vaults blow budgets, delay schedules, and turn simple remodels into month-long demolition projects, and ones that just don't seem to want to end. So today I want to talk about why vaults are never not that bad and what you should actually do when you find one. Hey, I'm Dave Gross with Wilson & Company, general contractors, host of the Blueprints to Punch List podcast. So let's get into it. So there are basically two main types of bank vaults. One is a modular vault and one is a cast in place. And neither one is really fun to remove. I've worked on two projects where I had to remove these bank vaults. And one of them, we actually had to get engineers involved for designing scaffolding around to support the roof structure. It was tied into the roof structure. It just became way more expensive than it looked on paper. And that's the problem that most teams don't realize is which type of a bank vault they're dealing with until they get into it. So the big misconception is that bank vaults are manageable because it's just concrete, and how bad can it really be, right? But every experienced estimator, contractor who's ever dealt with one of these things said that once you've touched a vault, basically the price tends to go up. So if you are demoing one of these things and you have to remove it for your project, make sure that it is properly budgeted for. And on the owner side, you want a concrete number, but on the GC side, it's hard to give that because we don't know what we're going to deal with until we're actually into demo, and you're removing the walls and drilling into this and cutting into it to figure out what's going on there. So, I mean, think about it. Bank vaults, what are they designed for? They're designed to resist demo. They're thick concrete, it's heavy steel, tied into slabs, tied into walls, tied into ceilings, like I just mentioned. And there's never a blueprint or anything that will tell you how it was actually built. In fact, one estimator for a demo company I was just talking to, and he shared a story of how they actually were pretty confident that they were going to be removing a modular bank vault. Well, when they actually got to the project and started getting into it, they realized that it was poured in place concrete. And again, good thing he said that they had clarified this in writing, that it has to be field verified until we get into it. So yeah, that's something that to definitely keep in mind. Another thing too is what's going to separate the reactive teams versus the teams who take the proactive approach to removing these vaults. Maybe the best thing to do on the front end is to figure out if there's a way to incorporate it into the design. I've seen vaults used for storage, a good break room, or a type of a conference room setup. It's a great place for mechanical or specialty equipment to house that. And even I've seen one instance where it was turned into a whiskey vault type of a backdrop, and it was really creative and really cool. So it really does come down to the space and the element that you're trying to design. But again, if you can design around it, it's going to save you massive time, money, and distress to work around it. So vaults, again, they don't care about your schedule. They don't care about your budget, and they don't care what the drawings say. So if you're an owner, architect, or GC, and dealing with an old bank and trying to convert it into something new, keep this in mind. Can we keep the vault in place? And if not, do we really understand what we're moving and what's the implications around that? So I'd love to hear if you have a bank vault story where you had to remove one. Drop it in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video where we'll share more construction lessons like this. So hit subscribe and see you on the next video.